Hey everyone, it's Rob, and welcome back to Rob Unwraps. Today, we're going to take a look at two different webcams. The Razer Kiyo and the Razer Kiyo Pro. Thanks to community member Other Rob, also known as Healer KY in the comments, for making this suggestion. Let's get these unwrapped. First, we're going to unbox the Razer Kiyo. All right, we got the seal cut off there. Picture of the Kiyo on the front. Some of the specifics on the side. So it has a multi-step ring light, 720p and 60 FPS HD video, plug and play with USB. We have some key art on the back. We have a thank you letter from Razer. Razer Kiyo instructions. Razer stickers, because you can always count on those being in there. And then we have the Kiyo itself. Nice peel off the ring light cover that was not actually over the sensor. The bottom opens up here so you can attach it to the top of the monitor, or you can attach a mount and place it on a tripod. Has a nice braided USB cable and a cap on the attachment. Real nice, I'm assuming neoprene foam in there. And that is the Kiyo. Next, we'll unbox the Kiyo Pro. The Kiyo Pro has a high performance adaptive light sensor. It does uncompressed 1080 at 60 FPS. It's HDR enabled. It has a wide angle lens with adjustable field of view. Lightning fast USB 3.0. And has flexible mounting options. All right, similar to the Kiyo, we have a thank you letter from Razer. Instruction book. Bet we got more stickers. There you go, more stickers. Then we had the Pro right here. Comes out. Oh, that is really loose on there. And this opens up similar to the other one, so you can mount it onto monitor, and we have an attachment down there so we can mount it to a tripod. This is super loose, like not in a good way. And again, you can take this off so you can attach this directly to a mount to put on a tripod, but first instinct though is I don't like that, because look where it, all right, so that's tougher. All right, so that's less concerning, but that was super worrying at first because of how loose it was on there. Hell, it almost fell off when I was just taking it out of the box. So watch out for that. And here we have a screw down here so you can adjust that once you get into the appropriate position. I guess it is nice that you can loosen that, turn the camera on the mount to where you need it, and then tighten it back up. So this is the look of the Kiyo Pro. Let's take this out. Unlike the regular Kiyo, you actually have to take the neoprene covers out, and then we get the USB-C to USB-A cable out of the box. I like the nice little green attachment they got in there. And then it looks like we have a lens cap. And yes, we have a Razer branded lens cap to put on the Kiyo. And it fits on there like that. Side by side, Pro's obviously a little bit bigger. All right, let's get these set up and see how they record. So this is the Kiyo Pro set in HDR, and we're capturing and it's selected to match my FPS, but there's a limiter on the HDR to 30 frames per second. And you'll notice my face is a lot less washed out than it was in the standard light range, the non-HDR range. Let's go back to the wide angle without HDR and see how that looks again. Okay, so this is the Kiyo Pro with HDR off and the wide angle enabled. And as you can see, my face is much more washed out in this picture than it was with HDR on. My only complaints about this camera so far has nothing to do with the hardware or the quality of the picture that it's capturing, which I think is really good. It's the software. It really just is having a bunch of different conflicts with OBS to the fact where you can't actually run both of them at the same time. I've never had that problem in the past with Logitech cameras. I've been able to use OBS and have my Logitech application open and adjust the Logitech camera. It's not the case here with this Razer. Every time I open Razer with the camera active in OBS, it says there's another program using this device. So I have to close down OBS, open up Razer, reconnect, adjust settings on the camera, close it, and then go back to OBS. However, once you get your camera set up for the first time, this really shouldn't be much of a problem. It's only an issue for me because I'm going back through and changing different settings. Additionally, you can zoom, pan, and do things like that in OBS on the camera without having to go back to Razer. You really just need to go back to the Razer application to change the lens, whether you're going from wide, regular, or narrow, and whether you're going from HDR, and to turn the autofocus on or off. That said, let's go ahead and take a look at the regular Kiyo now. All right, everyone, this is the Razer Kiyo regular with the light ring on, which you can probably pick up on my eyes and glasses. It's bright. You can tell a difference between this and the Pro. The absence of HDR really has my face washed out more than the other camera does. Let's go ahead and adjust the light and see what it does to the image. Turning the light down, and now it's off. Still relatively sunny outside, so don't really need the light. Whereas the Pro would be able to adjust for the sun that's hitting me. All right, so I'm blocking out the sun and my face isn't as washed out, whereas the HDR on the Pro really kind of took this into account and adjusted for it. Be interesting to see how the mic sounds, though no one's ever going to really use these with the mic, right? You know, you're streaming, you're going to have a standalone mic. Though this one is more for a beginner experience, so it's quite possible that you might use this mic. But overall, the picture quality looks, really good. So I can't complain, and I think for the price range that this is sitting in, it is a 720p picture. I've got it up-res to 1920, and then I'll process the video at 4K, but it still doesn't change the fact that the source video is being recorded at 720. This is my Logitech HD C910 camera. This is capturing in 1080p. I want to say this camera's 6-7 years old at this point. I don't know that I would want to, I definitely wouldn't jump from this camera to the Kiyo unless you absolutely needed to because you wanted the light ring. In addition, Logitech software integrates seamlessly with OBS, whereas the Razer did not. But anyways, just wanted to take this capture as a frame of reference in comparison to the other two cameras. So the Razer Kiyo at $70-ish is actually a really good jumping in point for a webcam for brand new content creators. The ring light with the front adjustable dial to allow you to turn the light up or down is great as opposed to having to go out and spend $100, $120 on a ring light or a box light that's standalone. And it's really hard to beat as an all-in-one kit for $70 to $80. And the microphone doesn't even sound that bad either. Granted, you'll probably never really use it, But if you don't have one already and you're just looking to stream and want to put a camera in front of you, this is a really good place to start off at. Now the Razer Kiyo Plus does not come with its own light, but this is also a step up, and it's probably looking at content creators that are already been doing it for a little while, become more established, more familiar with what they're actually doing, and potentially have their own lighting already set up. The HDR is a great touch. The picture quality is really nice, and it's definitely, this is definitely in a different class than the other Razer Kiyo product. This falls more between a regular webcam and to where your next step up would be a standalone camera such as the Canon that I'm using right now to film this with. The only real complaint I had for either of them was on the software side. The Razer program was just having multiple conflicts with OBS to where I couldn't actually use Razer software to make any adjustments to the camera when the camera was actually being picked up by OBS, which is contrary to what happens with my Logitech webcam, the C910. I'm able to adjust that from Logitech software, no problem. There's really not a whole lot of features to mess with for the Kiyo, and once you get it established for the Kiyo Pro, you really aren't gonna have to mess with anything, so you'll be good to go. It's just gonna be that initial tweaking that's gonna present you a little frustration as you have to bounce back and forth between OBS and Razer software package. I'm Rob. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you enjoyed this video or found value from it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to see unwrap next.